When I was a kid, one of my favorite reality TV shows was Survivor. And I tried out for the show one time. I never heard back though. But when I first moved out of my parents' home, and I got scared about how to do various tasks, right? I had to handle everything by myself. I remember thinking, what's the worst that could happen? It's just like a game of Survivor, right? Except it's about 6 or 7 billion contestants, right? And just like on the show, sometimes we like to form alliances as well, right? Speaking of which, just before the pandemic, I almost formed an ultimate alliance. I was worried about my time as a single guy coming to an end, and I didn't want to give up my single life. That was the main reason I didn't complete the alliance. And then we had to stay 6 feet apart anyway. So I've been playing 7 billion player Survivor since I first moved out of my parents' home, as far as I know. Some of the highlights include when I was working on my PhD, I had a girlfriend who took advantage of me to the point that I didn't have money to eat, and I would find roadkill and take it home, cook it, and eat it. And what did I eat? I know I ate a couple of squirrels, a cat one time, and lots of insects. Never ate a bat though. I was close. One time, one of my friends had he had a bat flew into his home, and I wanted it because I was desperate to look for anything to eat. Because I thought I was on Survivor. I thought that I had an edge over everybody else who didn't know how to eat all this stuff. I really did. I really did. Unfortunately, I got deathly ill. And I came to learn that in the real life game of Survivor, oftentimes when you're sick or unwell, what you thought were your alliances often disappear. That's the unfortunate. I've learned to really treasure my good health because a lot of the circle of friends that I do have won't be there if I'm unhealthy. I learned that during my time at the PhD program. I also learned that not everything requires an alliance. So I'm recording this in January. We got Valentine's Day coming up. There's no need to have somebody in order to go out. Going out can be just as fun without a partner, sometimes even more so. Now, so when we first went into the pandemic, I remember just treating it like a reality TV show, right? One of my first challenges was I went to the store to look for my favorite food, comfort food, just to get away from all of this, and I couldn't find it, and I became a mess. It was a kielbasa sausage, and I went to 3 or 4 stores. I couldn't find it. And just as I was looking for it, my mom called me, and she was concerned about me, asking me if I had toilet paper, disinfectants, and all that. And all I wanted to complain about was a pack of sausages. And my mom offered to, she said she was going to go out to look for supplies, and then she was going to overnight them to me if I needed it, and she'll take a look to see if there's any sausages. I didn't want her to do that, though, because I didn't want her to go into a crowded post office. So I had the good sense of not knowing that was not the best idea in the world, and I wasn't missing the toilet paper. I was missing the sausages. But I remember taking it in stride, thinking it's just another challenge, and I'll find something new to try. And I'm very fortunate I don't have to resort to eating the kind of stuff that I was eating when I was working on my PhD, or the kind of stuff that caused us to have the problem to begin with, right? And I felt very fortunate when I thought of it in those kind of regards. Anyways, so, wow, since I've been working on my PhD, I guess you could say I'm on season 13 or so of my personal Survivor game. Although in the future, I'm not sure if Survivor will ever come back, because the idea of eating exotic animals that like they do on Survivor will probably never be so popular anymore.